Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian is a Weirdo or Ian is Weird, depending on where you're watching this. I'm streaming on both right now. My cat is being a little devious, so let me see if I can. A little cheese stick. He just kind of likes to lick the cheese stick. Doesn't really like to eat it. Usually just a little lick. Okay. So, I was at my local library today because when I had my group therapy, of course, my internet decided to not be working. Still having some connectivity issues, so hopefully we won't have any during the stream, but it was having them earlier today. So, I got some more books. I returned some of the books that I was just kind of not really moved by. And found some different books. I did see the Crochet Cryptids book, which I have because my younger sister bought it for me for Christmas, I think, and it's super cool. So I do like having that book, but I did see that there. So I got two more crochet books, crochet specific books. So this book is Crochet This. It's step-by-step techniques, essential stitches, and more than 25 projects. This is by somebody. It literally doesn't say who wrote this. It just says 6 and spring books. Okay, so I think it's combining a bunch of different patterns and things from different people. Sorry, my lighting is really weird. I don't know what's going on, but so it had this on the front. It did have some patterns that I was really interested in, and then some really cool ways that they showed stitches that I really liked. So I decided to grab this book. So they go from a very basic beginner, how to chain, how to single crochet, things like that, how to create motif, and then they get into how to create motifs, which is something that I'm not personally interested in because that's a lot of work that you have to do over and over and over again to be able to put them all together, and that's just not really my jam. They have this whole middle section where they have different stitch patterns. Sorry, I should probably get closer. So I just want to be comfortable for sitting in a stiff chair. Sorry, my lighting is really bad. Really surprisingly bad. So here's the stitch dictionary. So it starts with like the basics. So it's got your moss stitch, your back loop, single crochet, how to do scallop stitches, popcorn stitches, waves, things like that. Then it gets into some what they call geometrics. So your granny squares, your basically like some kind of mostly they're not all square. Like this is more round. Just kind of cool shapes that you can incorporate. One that I saw that really intrigued me, was it in this book? I hope it was, because I really wanted to incorporate that. Let's see if I can find it. Was a triangle. The triangle mesh that I'm kind of trying to use. Maybe it was, I think it's somewhere else in the book. Then they have different ways that you can do color work. So doing kind of diagonal stripes, doing kind of like what can eventually turn into kind of like a tartan. They call it a St. George's variation. Interesting, just names for it. And then just kind of different things. Then they have like some common lace patterns. I really like the way that this is laid out, so that you can try on. Oh, so here's the chevron mesh, which I thought would be an interesting way to start my crochet jockstrap, if I'm going from the bottom up, and then I could go into the mesh that I want to create. So I was like, ooh, once I saw that, I was like, yeah. Lots of cool stitches in here. This cool checkerboard fillet crochet. They have, each one comes with written instructions, a picture, and a graph with the graph key in with it. So I feel like it's very helpful. They also have different ways to do edging with it. So it's cool. And then just like they call it embellishments and unusual. And so just kind of different things that they have there, which is pretty fun. And then they have projects. Now, there are some projects that I really, really get excited about because I haven't really seen exactly these projects. One that immediately caught my eye was this, they call it the lacy jacket. I don't quite know if you can see the detail on that stitch. It's really, really gorgeous. It almost kind of looks like corner to corner crochet, except it's on a smaller scale and it's on this jacket. It's really, really beautiful. And it goes to a 2x, from a small to a 2x, but you can potentially adjust it. They have some like measurements in the panels. I also really like this drawstring bag, which I've stayed away from drawstring bags, but this is a pretty cool application of it, and I thought that was really fun, and I hadn't seen anything quite like that before, so I was really excited about that. Here's a wrap, and it's very lacy and very pretty. It's just there's just some cool stuff that got me excited. That's kind of where it ends. And the stuff that really caught my eye. Everything else, I feel like I've seen about 1.5 million times. So, that's cool. But this book caught my eye. Like I said, doesn't really have a author. It's called Crochet This, and definitely an interesting book from anyone who is a beginner learning how to crochet to people who want to maybe learn a new stitch or try one of these really cool patterns. They have some of your more standard, like a granny square dress. Like, you're not really making anything that we haven't seen before, but okay. So the next is really cute, and I'll let you guess. Take a wild guess at what drew me in first. So the next one is called Bonnie the Cow and Friends. This is by Claire Gelder. And so it's 20 lovable animals and birds, which birds are animals. I don't know why we needed that clarification, to crochet using chunky yarn. So it's all using wool, like merino wool chunky yarn. But I do feel like the application can be used for other projects. But look at that cow, that fluffy cow with the loop stitch. Love it. Here's some fun birds. There are just some really cute little animals here that I really like the idea of. There's a little deer. I don't make many like big plushies anymore. There's a little hedgehog. Oh my goodness, so cute. But this makes me like want to make some plushies real bad. And it's not often that I want to make plushies, so I think that says a lot. Yeah, they have the calf and the cow. Like, oh my goodness, that's so cute. And just a bunch of different animals. They range from difficulty easy to advanced. They teach you some of the stitches that they use and techniques in the beginning, but it was more so just like the cuteness factor, to be honest. Now, this book is all in UK terms. They do point it out in the beginning that they do use UK terms. So if you if that's gonna throw you, maybe just keep an eye on it. And I have cat hair in my mouth. And just keep that in mind when you're doing your stitches. But really cool, cute little applications of different amigurumi styles. And then this is a book. So I thought when I was first looking through like the craft and sewing section, I swore I saw something about pattern making, which I really wanted. But the closest I could find to pattern making was this book called Sew It Yourself. which has a range of different types of clothing options and accessories that you can make. And I got this not to sew any patterns, but rather to make some patterns with crochet, because I thought that that would be really cool to incorporate with that. So yeah, so I got this. I'm not quite sure it's exactly what I'm gonna want. Some of the fashion is like not, it's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it's a start, right? So have these books. And then I got my JOANN order in today, the rest of my JOANN order. So when they had like that big sale, and granted, I think they're having like an even better sale right now, although it might not include the shipping part. I think it's 20% off everything except doorbusters and other excluded items. But I ordered a bunch of skeins of the KNC Essential Cotton in white. I ordered 10. So if you ordered 10 or more, you get a bulk discount. Now, most of you know that I have been have dipped my toes into dyeing yarn. And I really wanted to find a nice, reliable 3-weight yarn because I felt like I had this, it's like, well, I had the 4-weight yarn that it's sugar and cream, so it's not exactly like the most soft and like gentle on the skin. However, it's going to be always the most affordable option. And then I have like a lace weight mercerized cotton, and I didn't really have anything to fill the gap. And there were other options, especially from like places like Ice Yarn, where I could get cheaper options, but those were constantly going in and out of stock. They're constantly getting discontinued. And so I didn't really feel like I had a reliable 3-weight or other weight. Like I wanted a really reliable yarn that I knew I could get if I needed to. Hey, Nifty, welcome in. Ooh, you have a handful of some yarn you got. Ooh, that sounds exciting. I would love to hear what you got. So I was between the KNC Essential and the Lion Brand 24/7 Cotton DK. Now I believe that just like base price, the KNC Essential is cheaper than the Lion Brand, if I'm not mistaken. They probably both go on sale at JOANN around about the same frequency, maybe Lion Brand less. So really, it was just about it came down to the base price. Also, in store, they did not have any of the DK 24/7 cotton. Sorry, there's a little flecks of like cardboard in this yarn. This is very, very soft. I got the color white because I work primarily with because I only want to dye Pride colors. I don't want to like invent like new colorways. I just want to do colorways that have to do with Pride. For me, it was important that I have a starting base of white because it's important that I can like for flags that do have white in there, I don't have like a cream color like the trans pride flag. I don't want to have a cream color like some undyed cotton. So unfortunately I have to go with this, but also this yarn, like yarn from stores is cheaper than undyed cotton from like a supplier. So kind of works out. It tends to take to the dye really well. I haven't tried this specific yarn yet. I got 10 skeins of this. So I'm excited to give that a try. Now, the next one, I gotta work up to see how I truly feel about it, because upon opening the box, I was a little like, felt a little bamboozled, a little boozled of bam, So I'm gonna try to pull up before I show you the skein. I'm gonna try to show you the yarn that I wanted to, the yarn that I ordered, and it is the yarn that I ordered. So this is the Big Twist Value, but it's a value print, and it's not as soft as the Big Twist Value, which I find very interesting because it's not like it's still nowhere in the ballpark of like a Red Heart Super Saver, which I appreciate because I really, my favorite rainbow variegated yarn to date has been Mexicana or Mexicana from Red Heart Super Saver, and um, I uh, just feel like that was like, it's just so rough, but it is affordable and it is available to me at local Walmarts in the jumbo. This would be more expensive if I got the same yardage, but it could be a nicer, softer alternative. So this is the Big Twist Value print in the color Roller Rink. And so this is how it looks online. Whoa, maybe I need to turn my brightness down. So this is how it looks online. It's pretty bright. It's not as bright as like the neon, like closer to striping looking one that they have in the same line called Neon Lights. But it's still pretty bright. This in person doesn't look quite as bright, which I was, nah. I'm a little like, that does, suck a little bit, but so just pulling it out, uh, it definitely changes colors very quickly. We can see we go through a full cycle of color in about 8 inches right there. Less than that, but which is faster than the Red Heart Super Saver. But I hope that it works out just as beautifully because some of these yarns you can't really tell how they're going to look worked up, and then you work them up and you're like, wow, and then sometimes you're like, meh. So I'm really hoping that this is just as beautiful, if not more beautiful, than the Mexicana. Honestly, it'd be cool if it was less beautiful because then I could continue using that yarn without the extra price. But if it's more beautiful or if it's brighter or just another variation, that would be really cool. So it's got a lot of color variation. It's very pretty just on its own. I mean, the colors are, they're a little bit more muted than I expected. They're not totally muted, but they're a little bit more muted than I expected. And you can't see it all because my camera lighting is poo-poo shit. So I got 2 of those to give them a good old college try. So that's all the yarn I got. I really just wanted to focus on having dye options, and then so I can. I also have on the way. I have the black dye that I am going to use for some of the pride flags. So after that, I should have every color I need for all of the basic pride flags. And whatever that means, I don't exactly know. So I will keep. I will try to do as many pride variations as possible. I think now that we're still in summer, it's still very hot. Pride celebrations do go into August and September, but a lot of them are in June for Pride Month. So it's less likely that it'll be as like popular. But it's always nice for me. It's always nice to have a breathable fabric until it starts to get cold, and then I like something that's going to keep in the warmth. But even then, I'd move from a cotton blend to I don't really have anything that's wool, and I don't really wear acrylic. But acrylic is just like a stuffy hot. Like it's not a cozy warm, it's a stuffy hot. And so I never really like wearing acrylic clothes, even though like it's so much more affordable than any other fiber to do acrylic clothing. And I know a lot of people do acrylic clothing, and there's no knocking that by any means. But I know that I would be the sweatiest human alive. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Jelly? It's like, yeah, you be sweaty, you be so gross. He's very handsome. Very, very handsome. Yes. He's like, let me find my angle. No, I know you wanted to bite my nose, you little stink. You little stink. Do you want a piece of cheese? Or do you want to just like lick it and be like weird? Like, put it in my mouth, but I won't swallow it. Really? Oh. It's like spit cheese at me. Spitting cheese at me. Oh gosh, it went up my sleeve. You cheese spitting fool. Just eat the cheese or don't. Make a decision. Be decisive. I don't know where he got all this indecision from. He likes the flavor of the cheese, but not anything else about it. Can't relate. I think he might be adopted. Did you eat a little bit of cheese? Are you a cheese champion? I think I got a little bit more right there. Dad's gonna eat some cheese while you smell the cheese. Okay. So, I'm going to continue working on my tapestry. We are halfway through the stitch of the month of July. This month is showing to be quite crazy. Tomorrow I'm going to go look for apartments. So that's awesome. Super great. So fun. Moving. Can't wait. So yeah, so I'll be doing that tomorrow and kind of until like later in the day. Now let me double check. Because I can't quite remember if Winter's birthday celebration is tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. If you don't follow Winter, you can find their page here. And so you don't miss the birthday celebration. Party tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. That was today. Okay, so tomorrow at 12 or noon Eastern Time, I'm assuming it's noon and not midnight. Noon Eastern Time, Winter is having their birthday party celebration. So if you'd like to go and show some support and love for Winter, that's a great way to do it. If you are looking to buy some wonderful handmade crocheted goods, Winter is an excellent person to buy them from. Also, I know that Winter is selling some of their own yarn collection. So if you are a crocheter and you're like, I don't really want to buy crocheted items because I make crocheted items, Winter has some really cool yarn that I don't think you'll find many other places, if any, anymore. So definitely check their stuff out because that is cool to do. So yeah. Yeah, let's get to working on this craftistry. Haha. Jokes. Bad jokes, but jokes nonetheless. Uh, let's see. So we're gonna work on this tapestry. And cut this little part that's a little long for my taste. I worked on my leather stuff for like 3 hours last night. I got some cheaper tools because I was like saving money, yay! And like the cheaper tools pretty much exclusively did not work and made my life so much harder. So I'm gonna try to finish what I'm working on today, so that I can, just have another thing down in the books, and then kind of get to what I had planned for my initial not crochet, my initial leather work, which was a collar. Oh, sorry, my mouse is giving me some drama. Okay, so let's see. So I just did that one, and now we're going to go in, and I think I took my stitch markers out of here. Oh, they're right under my phone. My phone's just so damn big, covered almost the entire stitch marker. So, stitch marker set. So I'm gonna grab some stitch markers. This helps me keep my colors placed where I want them to be placed. So I hope everyone is having a good day. I guess I just kind of jumped straight into it. I didn't really ask anyone how their day was going or anything like that. So apologies for being a rude little shit. But it's me. Why are we expecting different things? So first we're gonna go in here. Now we're gonna do 4 of the bone color. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then switch to the gray. Hello, puppy cat. 2 of those. And now this should be 5, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So whose phone is vibrating? That's not mine. Nobody's trying to reach out to me. My protector, my little gargoyle of a cat. And then we're going to do 2 of those. Should have 4 bone colored at the end, and then we'll switch to a black right there at the end. Hi. 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 Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to switch over our color. What's up, dude? What you doing? Jelly loves to try to eat my furls. It's not all crochet hooks. It's exclusively the furls. Doesn't matter what like line it is. Doesn't matter if it's resin or metal or if it's my beloved and now kind of retired candy shop hook. Nope, doesn't matter. He just wants to eat them all. But he has not acted like that with any other hooks. So I think that they're secretly putting catnip in their hooks. That's the only explanation that makes any sense, right? I feel really happy and really proud of the way that this has come along. I just definitely did not expect the results to be this good, especially just because it was my first time trying it. And then as I started it, it just looked, I don't know, like it was so, um, it was so clearly like the colors just didn't match what they did in my head. But once you really zoom out and get the full picture, you're like, okay, yep, this is working, which is nice. What are you doing? That was nice. Who knows? Really trying to figure out what he's rubbing against. It's been a while since I've done apartment hunting, so if anyone has any advice, things I should keep into consideration as I apartment hunt, please let me know. Because I feel like it's like I kind of like remember like some of the things I should ask, but I feel like I don't remember things. So I'm like, what do I do? Forgetting to carry this yarn because I was so used to not carrying it when it was just the bone color and the black, because I couldn't carry between the two of those. But with the gray and the bone, I can carry the two. So I'm like, oh yeah, I have to do that, don't I? Oops. And then this one starts all the way over. Okay. go ahead and switch up our color. And then so last for our I fucked up. Oopsies. Okay, I need to carry that gray too. This last set of bone color. So we'll be starting out the next row immediately with the gray. I'll show you at the end of this row what I've done so far. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. Boom. I'm so excited. So let's see. So we still have basically the whole rounded part of the top of the skull left, but it is coming out quite beautifully. There's just some excess strings, but it looks really cool if you ask me. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait. I'm stoked. So we're just gonna keep on going. Okay, so next we're going to go straight into the gray. Carry that white, and then we're gonna now we're gonna move to the gray. We're gonna carry that bone color all the way through this gray section here. Okay, and on the last step, we're going to switch over to our bone color. And then, oh my gosh, it's 40 minutes already. This is crazy. Now, before we do one bone colored stitch, let me carry that gray. One bone colored stitch, pull, and then untwist this yarn, which has gotten pretty twisted throughout the color changes. Just kind of help myself out a little bit. There we go. And now go back to bone color. My cat's like, I see that you're making tremendous progress, Daddy. How about I destroy everything and make everything more difficult? I'm like, yeah, well, you could not. Really, like, you could just not do that to me. That'd be cool. But he's got his own plans. He's his own man. Really, he's not. He's just a baby. He's just a baby. He's just a baby. He's a cat. He's a baby. Okay, and then switch over to the gray. Switch to this next section. I love you. You're handsome. So I want to carry the bone color through this as well. So I don't think I'll keep everyone long today. I feel like it's just been a really long week, and I would just really like some chill time to like actually do like some kind of like decompression self-care. And I don't know what that looks like for me right now, really, because it's just hard dealing with, like a lot of things going on in life. I know that's just how it is sometimes, but still challenging. I don't know what I think happened here. This is done. Okay. And then that will be the end of that row. So we have our little top of the brow right there. YouTube shoes for you to approach yourself when you. I would miss. I would definitely miss you too. I don't think so. It's gonna be, it's always challenging with like moving and getting like a new setup and stuff going. I think that would probably be my biggest, trying to get things back in order, but like moving is just so time consuming that, and I'm just like not fun to be around, like having to box up like life and stuff like that. So I'm like I'm dreading it already. Like just the first part of like, thank you. Yeah, I think it's looking really nice too. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, it's just like having to like box up everything. Oh, it's just a lot. So yeah, so I'll try to, try to keep everything balanced as best I can. But we only do the most and the best we can, and the rest of it's just kind of, um, you know, good enough. So, but yeah, I'll be around for sure. Just don't worry about it. So, and it might just be a today thing. It's just been like a long day. So, anyways, I'll talk to you later. I hope you have a great day. Bye.